Everybody meet Maribel. She's a cute little kitten and a lion at heart. The Detroit Lions are here to play the Chicago Bears in Detroit, Michigan. Ow! And they have lost, I believe, 7 Thanksgiving games in a row. 3, I believe, under Dan Campbell. And we are here to change that. We have changed so many things. We went so many years without a 100-yard game rushing, and we couldn't stop the run, and things have changed, and we know that. So we're in a new era of the Lions, and anybody wants to be a naysayer, let them be a naysayer. They don't know any better. There's I'm 57 years old, and I understand that the best thing I can do is just sit and observe. Don't question a single move that Brad Holmes and his organization makes. Not every move can be perfect. However, it is next to perfect on everything that we've done. And I truly believe that when you have DeAndre Swift, who's on Chicago, which will make it interesting today, we got David Montgomery when Jamal Williams didn't want to sign his a generous contract. His agent wanted to position for more money. And like a great organization, we think about the future as well as the present. And we saw an opportunity to grab David Montgomery. We did. When we grabbed Jahmyr Gibbs, it freed us to let DeAndre Swift. From my perspective, I saw many times where Swift had some talent, but it seemed like if there was somebody coming up to hit him, he'd pull his hands back and think about himself more than the team. And that is not the Dan Campbell way. That is not the new Detroit Lions grit way. And I believe the same had happened to James Houston. And instead of going public and saying this or that, I can guarantee you they watched him plenty of times, like I did, not have the energy. I don't know if it was the will, but long story short, play after play, you seen him kind of not having it or not going full speed. And you can't have that on a team that is not just happy of making the playoffs, not just happy with winning a couple games, but being destined to win a Super Bowl, our very first Super Bowl. And if you were watching the NFC Championship game last year and it was halftime, for the first time in my life, Super Bowl was very much a reality. It wasn't given, but it was very much a reality. And man, we love that taste. But we didn't like the taste of the defeat. I think the Detroit Lions have addressed a lot of areas since then. And we have gotten even better. Whereas the teams that were a threat last year have kind of fallen off here and there. Philadelphia is knocking on the door. They started off 10-1 and disappeared. They lost 5 out of their last 6 games, I believe it was, or 6 out of 7, including their very first playoff win. So they learned from their lesson, I believe. So they're a dangerous team. We need them to lose to the Ravens. We need to keep on winning. And hopefully we have um, that last game with Minnesota we'll have 2 games up on them before we get to that point. But it is a great day. I don't know if I'm in the same boat as everybody else, but man, I tell you what, I went to sleep watching some Lions stuff, and it's like the good Lord woke me up, say, man, the game's going to be the anticipation for this game with all the ramifications of maintaining our lead, it's putting pressure on the other teams too. It's like, man, Detroit's not. We can't gain. We've won 4 or 5 in a row, and we can't gain on them. I love it. I love it. I watched the Detroit Pistons last night. They started off pretty hot, had an 11-point lead, and then they got blown out by 20 something points. But that's all right. They're going to be. That's not all right actually, because I've been praising JB Bickerstaff a lot, but there's kind of a continuing issue that they have. Even when they win, to me it's an issue. When Bill Laimbeer played center for the Detroit Pistons, he rebounded the ball, blocked out, set picks. When he got the rebound, kept it high above his head and made an outlet pass to the point guards. I'm watching, and I love Jalen Duren, okay? I love Jalen Duren's game. But way too many times I see him, Isaiah Stewart, whoever gets the ball, they just start dribbling up the court. And surprise, surprise, they lose it. And a lot of times when they lose it, they foul immediately, compounding the issue. We turn the ball over so many times when the defense had nothing to do with it. We just kind of messed things up ourselves, trying to go too fast. And we need better ball control. When Duren or Stewart or any of the bigs get a rebound, don't dribble all the way down the court and lose it on me. You're not a point guard. Sir Thompson has just got back. He's playing well. He's capable of taking the ball up there, but why not pass it to your point guards? And that's Jaden Ivey at this moment until Cade Cunningham comes back. And Jaden loses the ball a few times too, but that's because he's pushing the issue. Isaiah Thomas used to lose the ball once in a while too. And the more I watch these guys, I think they're close. But if they can shore up a few things fundamental, and when they go to set picks, and it's on the ball carrier too, make sure your picks are set. I don't remember a whole lot of times that Bill Laimbeer or Rick Mahorn or James Buddha Edwards legitimately got called for a foul for setting a pick. Now, they may have gotten called for a foul because it was so effective it dropped the other player. But they had their feet set. They were square. They weren't leaning into to catch the guy. They knew how to set picks. And that's something I don't see with the Pistons yet. And it was worse. It's gotten a little better, but it needs to be even more improved. But back to the Lions, man, they're the funnest team to watch. And a lot of people that around the country that I've lived in Michigan, Florida, Louisiana, and now Wyoming. And a lot of people like these Detroit Lions that aren't from Michigan. They're a fun group to watch. Jared Goff is not a flashy quarterback, but they're having a lot of fun. I love the video of Sonic and Knuckles or Chuckles. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. What a 1-2 punch they are. And I'm just looking forward to this game. Hopefully it gets over before I go to work at 2 p.m. Here Mountain Time. And this is such a sweet little kitty, isn't it? Yeah. She's so innocent. She's a good kitty. She's got a maid. Look at that little tail. Well, you guys have a great day and enjoy the game.